following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Choose your command. You have chosen
the Face Off Hockey Show.
I mean, hockey is my life. I've got on hockey underwear right now.
The Face Off Hockey Show. What? With Scotty Waz. Sean O.
breakaway. Takes 2
And the P-Boys, Johnny and Mark with the C.
Yeah, baby.
You believe it not? Oh, yes!
Here's your host for the Face Off Hockey Show, Scotty Waz.
Did you know that Bam Bams are the hottest item in sports promotional marketing? I did, because it says it on the label right there. Right there. Welcome to Face Off Hockey Show. I'm indeed Scotty Waz. I'm looking through some stuff. I was cleaning up some stuff on my 2 days off after returning from Chicago. And, yeah, apparently Jen had I don't know what the hell it's. She got some Gosu Boom Boom sticks, Thunder sticks, as the kids like to call them. Have to inflate until firm.
Are you going to inflate them on the show?
No, because I think I need a pump. Why do you sound really good, Mark?
Look at this thing. Although I need I might need a one of those things to stop
Pop
this.
filter, little pop filter.
Little pop filter. I don't have one of those yet. But otherwise, look at this thing. I mean, if you can't see, because you're not watching the YouTube video, I got one of those fancy mics like John and Scotty have.
Exactly.
That's fantastic too.
You sound tremendous.
Thank you.
If necessary, gently inset the straw between the plastic tabs, break the seal, then remove the straw and repeat the first step.
Are we sure that you're still talking about Boo Boon sticks?
Yeah, no. Be sure to blow them tightly. Johnny, you have less hair than usual also.
Oh, yes. Look
Well,
at you.
not that usual, just less than last weekend.
Right. Less than Saturday.
Yeah, less than Thursday.
Less than Jake. Well, we are back from Chicago. We all made it back in one piece. I found a lot more cheese and adult superstores on my venture from Wisconsin.
How much more
Did you
cheese?
stop at any of the cheese adult bookstore?
I did not.
Adult gift stores.
Did not go into any of the adult superstar stores, although I should have. Though we did see a cheese house that had a mouse on the top of it, as is customary with any cheese shop, to have a mouse eating a piece of cheese. But we'll get to my adventures in a bit. Johnny P, you had some adventures since we last talked. You went to a footy game, as the kids like to call it.
Went to the Chicago Fire game on Saturday night after the draft show with the one and only Sean Leahy. We had standing room only seats, which actually ended up being really cool because around the upper bowl, it's only like a lower bowl stadium. It's like a 20,000 seat stadium. And around the behind the handicap seats, basically, they had standing room only. So it was pretty cool. You got to stand there, watch the game. When you had to pee, you just went to the bathroom, grabbed some more beers, came back. One person went at a time. That way you didn't lose your spot. There was a portion where one of the security guards had taken my spot, but he was like 6'2". So I was like, hey, can I like slide in? And he's like, yeah, sure. And I turn around and I go, can you still see over me? And he just started laughing.
Nice.
Could he? I mean,
Yeah,
could he?
yeah, sure. So all in all, it was a good time. We had Mario was our Uber driver on the way back. He made a U-turn that we're not sure if it was legal or not, but hey, it got us out of there faster. Told us about some lewd stories about Chicago Uber drivers and some of the tips that they receive. And yeah. So
like which directions are better or that sort of tip?
No, the whole thing.
Yeah, no. She was taking the whole thing. She wanted to give him a tip. So yeah, some funny stories. Made it to the bar, hung out with Greg Wyshynski and wife Ruby. And the mayor. The mayor was there as well.
As this is wanted. It is an election year.
Mhm.
Archduke Bishop Metzger was there. So we all hung out, hugs all around. Everybody went their own directions, and what I did not realize about Chicago, I'm just gonna say this: Chicago apparently has an upper and a lower city.
Yeah.
I did not realize that. There's like a lower part that's underneath the L where there's actually stores and such, but then the upper part has like the hotels and the high rises and everything. It was interesting. We obviously had to walk to the upper part in order to get to Leahy's that they were staying at.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a good time. And I
And
think
I'm
it's
pretty certain that I'm sick. So that occurred today.
even better. What's funny is that we actually pulled up from our Lyft drive as you were walking into your door of the hotel. It's like, oh, there goes Johnny. What a guy.
Oh, really?
What a trooper. Yeah, because we just
it.
missed you guys at O'Callahan's or whatever the hell it was called.
Yeah, it broke up kind of early.
Yeah.
I feel like Sean Leahy was finished. Greg asked him if he wanted anything more to drink, and Sean was like, "No, stop. I've had enough this weekend."
Stop it. I need to dry out. I have a flight to catch in the morning.
But yeah, all in all,
So, yeah.
things were fun. Things were good. I made it
Nice.
home. The flight was good. The
Excellent.
Oakley Thumps that I've had for almost 15 years now are still last for 2 hours.
Wow. That's excellent.
It's amazing.
Sweet. Well, good, brother. I'm glad you had some time. You had a time. Probably not as good as a time as this man, the birthday boy from yesterday or 2 days ago. I can't remember which.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because there's a streak of people that we know that's around this time. So
Are you just holding your pop filter now?
you're just holding a pop
Yeah,
filter.
I'm holding it now because it didn't stick to the thing very well. Like every time I tried to mount it to the little arm here, it kept drooping down. I couldn't figure out how to put it on right.
Well, that's
Apparently.
gravity.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I put it on this way and it doesn't do anything either. So it keeps falling down this way. So I got to figure that out. I had
It's
like
also gravity.
5 minutes to figure
I
that
was gonna
out.
say you had like 2.6 seconds to figure this whole thing out before we went to air.
Everything got delivered. Let's see, probably about a half hour ago. Yeah.
Nice.
So unboxed.
We were gonna
did all
play
this.
Where Is Your Amazon Package? But we
Yeah,
didn't
Yeah,
get
we
to
did
it.
we found it.
Like we did with mine, but no, here we are. Here we are. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
This will be a treat. So you had a birthday blowout bash, which have coincided with our draft show. You
Yes.
you jumped in for 15. You had out. How did that go?
It was good. It was good talking to you guys. I wish I could have caught up. I'm excited to hear some stories that might not have gotten told on the Saturday show.
There was.
I want to hear. Oh, yeah, I want to hear about this hat trick, John, that you witnessed. I saw highlights from that.
Oh,
I did see a hat trick. There were 3 nice goals as well. Well, one was a penalty kick, but the other 3 goals were nice.
nice.
Yes.
4
The
goals.
assist was beautiful. That the guy that scored the hat trick also had an assist. It was very nice.
Yeah, 3 goals and
4.9.
an assist. The golden sombrero.
That's fantastic. I'm assuming he's a Juan Fico. I don't know a guy's name. Juan Fico Valderrama. Sounds like a soccer name.
David Akam. He actually became the earliest hat trick in the alphabet in MLS history.
Interesting.
Yeah, AC is the first in alphabetical order to have a hat trick.
That's a fancy stat I can get behind. Just alphabets.
Those are the advanced stats that I'm looking for.
There we go. Sweet.
But yeah, so it was
Bradley Wright Phillips is the last player in the alphabet if you had that at home.
Who was that?
Bradley Wright Phillips. He plays for the New York Red Bull.
Huh. Zidane never played in the MLS.
He's not in the MLS now.
That's a shame. Well, there you go. All right. So we went our separate ways as Johnny went to football. Jen and I, we had a birthday party to go to for one of her friends in Chicago. It was a toga party, unbeknownst to us, with karaoke, unbeknownst to us.
nice.
So we just sat around, had some fun, talked to some peoples. It was a good time there. After that, we hit up with the Section 328 guys. the Carolina Hurricanes guys, at a place called Spin. Now, what Spin is, it's a bar with a DJ and about 25 to 30 ping pong tables.
Nice.
So, and apparently it's franchised. So Chicago's
It'd be a
one of
lot
them.
more interesting if they made you ride a bike the entire time you were drinking.
Right? That would have been fantastic. That would have been even better. But
Or
no,
if
we
it
had...
was like some sort of Lazy Susan bar.
Ooh, now that would be nice too.
Yeah. Well, I want I want some Captain and Coke, and you got to spin the bar around and hit the Captain.
See, now we have to do this.
Or you don't know what you're drinking. You just walk up to the bar and you spin a wheel, and it tells you what you're drinking next.
Oh, I've done that many a time with shots.
Shot.
Oh yeah, no. Thursday was the one that.
By the
really
way,
got me.
I'm just going to say this real quick before you continue on to your weekend, Scotty. The amount of LMFAO that are on my thumbs is amazing.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It was of a time that you had those thumps.
Well, that was I guess that was probably when I was doing the Disney half was the last time I borrowed those, John.
I think so, yeah.
Probably, yeah. So you're welcome. Lots of LMFAO.
So yeah, Spin is interesting thing. Yeah. It's fantastic. Fantastic place. They need more of it anywhere. Then yeah, you play ping pong. They got people. They have a big thing of like a golf ball size thing of ping pong balls, and got people sweeping up all the place and putting balls back in your thing. It's great. It's a great time. Great drunken fun. With those.
Do you have to rent the table?
I don't know. Like we got in there and the 328 guys already had a table, so I'm like, whatever. We'll chime in on this. So played ping pong for a bit, and that was that. When we tried to meet up with you guys, but you guys had ended early because you actually had flights. So there we go.
Didn't help. I still slept for 3 hours.
Nice. It's always fun.
Speaking of the lift, though, on the way to the airport, the dude had this USB light that went on his dashboard, and it told me what color the light was when he showed up, so that I knew which car it was. And then when I sat down, it said, "Hello, Jonathan."
Interesting. We had that on Saturday night. Coming back, I'm like, that's pretty cool. It's pretty badass. All right, so here's through the miracle of Scotty Screen Share. Here's some fun stuff about so Spin. There you go. It's got tables on the back, and you got your spin table there. Yeah, just all kinds of Stiga stuff, and you have a bar area behind it.
Were there any people heckling you from the bar area behind it?
There was not, because we got in and everyone was way too drunk.
I feel like if I couldn't get on a table, I would just sit there and like heckle people until they let me on the table.
Oh, sure. That'd be fantastic. So here's your bucket of balls here. It's right there, and the ping pong panels. It's all over the place.
That's a great idea.
It is.
Yeah.
Ping pong on the big screen here, so you can hone your skills. It's good times. And there's
Very niche. What kind of food did they serve? If any.
I didn't get any food. I got the alcohol.
It was all
they
meatballs. Swedish
It was
meatballs,
all-
Italian meatballs, some Bangkok meatballs with a special sauce.
Let's see what the kitchen has, because they do have a kitchen. They got a flatbreads. You got your flatbreads. You got your salads. You got your sandwiches. A spin burger, which is Tarnigan Angus pickle, American cheese, bib lettuce, tomato, brown sugar, black pepper, bacon. So that's part of it. You got your shares. You got your fried pickles, your Oaxacan nachos, your balsamic glazed lamb ribs, your old-fashioned salmon, your quesadilla capone, your sweet potato waffle fries.
I will say that the place that we stayed in, the surrounding area was very eclectic. We had a
Burger
Mexican
King, they had a
place.
McDonald's. What?
We had a Burger King. We had a McDonald's. We had a Swedish bar or a Swedish place to eat. We had Panda Express. We had Thai restaurant, Vietnamese restaurant, and a Mediterranean restaurant, all within like 0.3 miles of us walking from the hotel.
It was tremendous. If I ate any of that food, it'd be fantastic. But I don't, so I chained it up.
Jen had fun.
Mm-hmm. Jen was in heaven with that stuff. She loved it. I'm sure we'll talk about that on the Sour Stream Bubble too. But all in
the
all,
Cider Show Bubble 2? You're already breaking off a sideshow?
second
Oh my
season.
God.
Second season of Cider Shrimp Bubble. We're 20 deep, so we figured got to get a second season going.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, but it was a good time. The trip home was just bleh. Bleh. What more can you say of a 12-hour ride where you get stuck 2 hours or an hour and a half in traffic because fucking Wisconsin doesn't know shit about roads. So, and then we had downpours, epic downpours on the way down. So like zero visibility. So that was fun. But we got home and I had 2 days off. So I'm like, oh, can hang out and dry out a bit and be fine. So yeah, that was a fun weekend. Team Fuck Mark Batanza was in full effect on Thursday too.
Yes, those were fantastic pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have them downloaded, or else I would.
Oh, they're on Leahy's Instagram. Don't worry.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, he was team captain.
Oh yeah, no, he was.
Although, I will say the best part of Thursday night's party outside of meeting Shelby was the fact that I had to talk Sean Leahy into the thought that you did not go to the last 2 drafts. This comes one full night after Scotty had literally the same conversation with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the last draft that I went to was Philly.
Yeah, and we were at Timmy O'Toole's pub with Jen and I had talked to Leahy. He's like, "Hey, you want to go out after the show?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll go out." We went out, and he's like, "Yeah, when's the last time Mark was there?" I'm like, "Philly." He's like, "No, he's been to the last 2, right?" I'm like, "Pretty sure he hasn't."
Nope, it was Philly.
Yeah. So
I also was telling everybody I was our producer all night.
yeah, exactly.
Good. I mean, you are.
Yeah, you are.
And a host. He's not only he's
a
not
double
only the owner, he's a client.
Exactly. He's a double threat. And then Jeff Merrick being drunk off his ass Thursday. Oh my god! Like he was there for like 20 minutes, and he didn't know if he was coming or going. It was the funniest thing ever. So
and Julie Stewart Binks was there.
Yeah, that's right. JSB. She was
I'll
there.
pick up all these names when I'm done.
That's fine. No, but at least before you leave, because they'll get moldy, and next week you'll just smell of name
I don't
drops.
smell. I've never been able to smell.
That's true. Fair point. So yeah, JSB was there. That was a fun time. The mayor, of course, was there. It's election year, of course. He was hanging.
He
out.
was surprisingly there were a lot of babies in the Crossroads for him to kiss. I didn't expect it that late at night, but hey.
The funny thing is I don't think he remembered me being there on Thursday. Or if he did, he saw my drunken state and had serious concern because on Friday I'm like, "Hey, Brian." He's like, "Hey." He shook my hand, just did the elbow thing. He's like, "Hey, how you doing? You holding up? You holding up okay?" Like, you got my vote.
No, that's
man.
normal.
Like,
He actually said the same thing to me on Saturday night.
I love Brian Metzer. He is the best.
Then he brought me in for a hug.
Oh,
It was one of those like engulfing hugs that like all you could see was the hair coming out the top. It was amazing.
Oh,
and then and then Greg was actually Leahy was pretty angry on Thursday night that we didn't get credentials. And Greg was actually still angry on Saturday night that we didn't get credentials. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
He said he was going to come on the show, but he had stuff to do. He was going to make a run in.
Yeah, no, that's fine. One of these days he'll get back on our show. It's almost as if like if we have him on the show, then we can't do a show anymore because we've reached our crescendo. Like we've built it up so much that he's coming on the show. And it's just like, oh, well, he's on the show now. What do we do? He's too busy with his own podcast. Like he did the Connor McDavid interview about the people hugging him awkwardly. It was great. I will say, as much as I love Jeff Merrick's history aspect, Dave Lozo's dick jokes make the Puck Soup podcast just keen. Love it so much.
I think it's really funny that the reviews that they get for Puck Soup are like, "This show is so awesome. We get our hockey knowledge, and it has other tangents and stuff as well." And then like our reviews were like, "This show sucks. They don't talk about hockey enough."
Yeah. I'm not saying we're the punk rock of hockey podcasting and the the guideline in which people go to.
No, you wouldn't say that.
No, I wouldn't say that. I'll have somebody else say it for me, but I'm not going to say that because that just seems like a dick move. It's not punk rock of me.
Right. You can't acknowledge your own
Greatness.
success. That would
Your
be
hipsterness.
punk rock.
Exactly. Exactly. You can't acknowledge your own influencing. But I'm just saying, 3 chords in a punk song, 3 hosts on the Face Off Hockey Show.
Yeah. I just need to get a sweet hat, like that thing in the bowling shirt had that you were
Plus
wearing.
we
Wait,
plus
hold
when
on,
we
what
bring
was-
Lyle on, it's like a
Oh.
4-chord song. We become a pop show.
Sorry, the beer you were drinking.
It is. I was just like, what the hell did you just say, Mark? Because those
It was,
seem like words you
I
threw
couldn't-
together.
I couldn't remember if you had a shirt that had an animal that had a beer, and it was the beer label that had the animal with the hat and the bowling shirt. That's what it was.
It was 2 bowling pins crossed together with the skull. There's
Yeah.
no animal at all.
I thought there was
Wait,
a beer.
Wait,
with
so that's
yeah.
the reason you hate hats? Because you think it's somebody's head and then they take it off and it's not?
Yes, it frightens me every time.
Pinstripe beer by the Ska Brewing Company. Pinstripe Red Ale. I'm sorry, I just had to get it proper.
So it's not just a clever name.
Not just a clever name. It was okay. I mean, I think I need to chill it a little more, but little Pinstripe Ale is okay. I still have a five left in the fridge. I didn't drink it today because I gotta work tomorrow. That's a beer where you don't work the next day. Like you do it that way.
I
go
drank
hard in
6
the
of the 8 Guinness that I had.
Well, you're a goddamn champion, Johnny. You know that.
It was also over 7 hours. I started
Yeah,
drinking
that's
at
true.
noon because I left, remember?
That's true. Because it took an hour and a half to get to the stadium. By the way, if for those on the YouTube, here's the thing that Mark was thinking about.
There it
It
is. Yeah, it was wearing a hat. I told you.
Yeah, no, but where's the animal?
I don't know. It's dead. That's what the skull's for.
Oh, Johnny, you hearing
A
that?
dead animal. It's a dead animal.
Yeah, I'm hearing crackling.
Yeah, I'm hearing a
Oh,
lot.
boy.
Crackling. Yeah.
Am I too loud? Maybe.
Maybe.
No, maybe.
How
Maybe.
about that? Is that better?
No, you're still crackling.
What the shit, man?
New gear. Woo!
Yeah.
New gear setup.
I can't hear any crackling. So that means I can't even troubleshoot.
No. You almost
Right.
had the same situation that Johnny has.
Yeah, it kind of sounds 8-bitty. You might want to like. Are
Unplug
you
the
are
USB.
you downloading Windows updates?
I did just install SoundForge, so could have been that. Okay, let me shut her down and turn her back on.
All right, shut it down and turn it back on. You will shut it down and turn it back on.
All right,
The joys
that's
of
fine.
being here.
That's the normal actually, because we're getting ready to head into the summer. We try new things during the summer
Summertime.
that we don't do during the year. Although during the playoffs, we did try something new in going to the bar.
Yes, that was something new.
And it worked
Yeah,
swimmingly.
It did. It did work swimmingly. Well, for the most part.
The sound was great, other than the marketing and all of the other stuff I was promised. But hey,
Right, exactly. The sound was fantastic. The marketing was garbage.
Test, test, test.
Hey, there you go.
All right,
testes.
1, 2.
1, 2, 3.
All right, good time.
All right.
now I'm back.
All right. He's back and better than ever.
So you wanna play
John,
music?
that's what you sound like when we tell you that you have crackles. I guess. I'm assuming. Scott,
There's going to be one
objective
day
third
where I
party.
just go and get like an entire bag of like tiny crackles, and then when you guys are like, "Hey, you're crackling," and then I'll just eat crackles on the show.
What you should say is, no, I'm Mr. Goodbarring, and then eating Mr. Goodbar, and we
Oh,
go laugh.
Hershey with almond.
Ooh. So yeah, if you want to play some music, we got injury.
This is so much easier now that I came into like the 21st century.
And putting things in the playlist or folders or
Well, no, I'm using
Just
my
a-
phone now.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
what
way
injury?
easier to use on my phone than the iPod.
Patrick Berglund is out until at least December after having shoulder surgery.
He's not even Wyclef.
No, man, he is Counting Crows. It's going to be a long December. So there's that. That is a thing that happened. And that's the only injury. I'm surprised we haven't heard more. Also surprised we haven't heard less. Not really surprised at all, folks. Not going to lie to you. Do you have any ideas for Fate? Yes, go ahead.
Speaking of randomness, I went through the entire list of who got drafted last week. I got two.
Oh.
I got two people. When did we pick those? Like 2 months before the expansion draft. So I feel like that's actually a decent number.
If I go with my original one, because I updated the morning before, which it happened. I did it before everyone, like the whole thing broke and everyone started to sign with everything. So if I go through mine, let me check here.
Yeah, I didn't use the updated I used the updated protection list, but I did not do it the day of the draft after all the trades and such had come out.
Sure. I got William Carlson, so that's one. Lucas Spiza, I got. It's two. Brooks Orpik didn't go. I'm surprised about that.
Sucks.
Stupid GM.
Did William Carrier? Yeah, William Carrier went, so that's three.
Oh, geez. Scotty's in the lead.
Did Marcus Kruger go in the expansion, or was that a trade?
I do not believe Marcus Kruger went in the expansion because I crossed him out.
Okay.
I think Trevor Van Riemsdyk was the
That's
expansion.
right. You're right. So, yeah, I got three.
I got Pierre Edouard Belmar.
That's a good pick. That's a good pool right there.
And David Schlemko. Are the two that I got right.
Nice.
Mark, did you get any right, or did you not check?
Most
Or
of the
did you
ones,
cheat because you did yours the day of the expansion draft?
most of the. Can you hear me?
You're crackling still.
God damn it, hookers. Well, most of the ones I got right. Is that better? No, that is way too loud. I turned red. Well, whatever. Most of the ones I got right were trades, so they didn't count.
No.
We'll have to ask Lyle when he gets here.
We will. So the Arizona Coyotes got permission to speak with Todd Nelson. He is the head coach of the Grand Rapids Griffins. They are the AHL Calder Cup champions. So good for Arizona. Lindy Ruff is joining the New York Rangers as an assistant coach. Big up for
That is
Cam.
interesting.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I guess that puts a pressure on Vigneault a little bit. Randy Sexton, Buffalo Sabres assistant general manager. He was the assistant general manager for the Pittsburgh Penguins. And Jack Capuano named an associate coach with the Florida Panthers.
Nice.
So
Good work, Jack.
Big deal for him.
Captain Jack.
Hockey Hall of Fame announced.
Oh, I heard that.
So, do you know who's in, Johnny?
I only knew that Paul Correa and Timo Solani are in.
Paul Correa is in. Emu Solani is in.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Andreychuk as well.
Dave Andreychuk is in.
I know the last one. Johnny,
Yeah.
you know the last one? Johnny? Do you know the last one?
I don't know the last one. I forgot.
Mark Recchi.
Rex and Effects is in.
Am I still crackling?
Oh yeah.
Bastards. All right, I'll be back.
Okay. Jeremy Jacobs, the owner of the Bruins, and Canadian college hockey coach Claire Drake will be nominated as the Builders, and Danielle Goyette is going to be one of the women, the only woman this year, for the Hockey Hall of Fame that has the ability to have two women, but decide not to every year, except for one.
Well, I mean,
So-
I have a hard enough time pleasing one woman, so there's no chance that I'd be able to please two.
This is true. It's much less the rest of them. So, yeah, no Cujo, no Theo. Surprised at that. No Chris Osgood.
All's good that Oz good.
There it is.
Third time's the charm.
We'll see how. Usually it's about 2 or 3 minutes in, and we'll see how this goes.
All right.
So yeah, no. We were saying that was no Cujo, no Theo on this list. I made a point that on the ScottyWaz.com about how Willie O'Ree should be put in as a builder because his playing career is definitely not up to snuff. But what he's done in terms of building dreams and building a community basis in terms of the NHL diversity program and the Hockey is for Everyone program, to build that up, that's pretty deserving of a builder situation.
I totally agree.
Yeah. So I put that up there.
And he's the guy that did the Brink in DC, right? Or no?
I think he was. Did he do? I think he might have helped out with DuPont. Yeah. DuPont was there for years, but I think he helped with the revitalization of it. That's a good question. If it was for DuPont. For DuPont. Willie O'Ree Fort DuPont. Yep. So yeah, he is. He went to the ice hockey club of Fort DuPont, and he visited there and hung out and did all kinds of fun things. So huge thing for him to do, and still do in the communities and for African American and African Canadian youth and all that stuff. So he is the first one to break. A lot of people say hockey's color barrier. No, because Larry Kwong did that, as he was the first non-white player in the NHL, as he's obviously Asian. And then yeah, Willie O'Ree broke the black, what they call the black hockey color barrier. So there you go. Fun facts, everybody. Did anybody go to development camp? Hey, everybody loving the development camp? Everyone just love the updates from development camp.
The alumni event seemed like it was a lot of fun. They did a lot of drinking and a lot of smoking. Raised a bunch of money. I'm not exactly what for.
Anybody watch that game? It was on.
I saw some highlights.
Yeah.
I saw that Craig Laughlin scored the game winner, and Peter Bondra still looking like he has good wheels.
Oh, you could probably play fourth line for the Caps. But Nathan Walker, I heard, is going to get that spot. So, Aussie.
Really?
Oh, wow.
That is what Troy Mann is saying. He says he could see Nathan Walker being fourth line for the Caps next year, right out of camp.
Wow. Look at that.
Yeah.
The Aussie finally making it up to the big show.
The big show. You still.
All sound good. I'm gonna restart the computer, maybe.
All right, go restart the computer then. We'll talk shit about you before you come back.
We'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Fucking comes in here, does all this shit. I got Jen got sent a lot of hockey VHSs. Like
From where? Australia?
No, her friend sent. She was cleaning out her stuff, and she's like, "Jen, you want these?" Jen's like, "Yeah, sure. We can digitize them and go from there." Like the '92 Stanley Cup, Shooting Stars, the dream season of the 1990-91 North Stars, the Philadelphia Flyers 25 years of pride and tradition, Don Cherry's Rock'em Sock'em hockey. I don't know what volume that is.
Oh,
Hockey.
they're not like recorded off of the TV. They're actually real VHS.
These are VHS box sets, my friend. 1996 Colorado Avalanche, the 1991 Stanley Cup playoffs, Pro Hockey Funnies, Hockey, a Brutal Game.
Is there a question mark at the end of that?
There is. A Millennium of Memories, Rock'em Sock'em 9, Rock'em Sock'em 10, Rock'em Sock'em 6. A lot of Rock'em Sock'em is what I'm getting at here. A lot of the Don Cherry. So we got to digitize these soon enough. Go from there.
You have a lot of hobbies.
There's not much to do here. I have to do that. Like, and she has a thing where you can VHS to DVD or VHS to streaming. So it's like, wow, this seems fine. That seems fine. We'll see how it goes. But is there any other news? No, just a lot of free agency news going on. Free agency starting now.
It sounded like Lyle was
Restricted
kind of
free
busy this week.
Yeah, he's going to be busy going into Saturday too. Hopefully his servers can hold out. We do have some re-signings, Johnny.
Do we?
We have some re-signings. Sven Andrighetto. Andrighetto. 2-year contract extension with the Colorado Avalanche. He went there after a trade with the Montreal Canadiens this last season. Michael Condon of the Ottawa Senators re-signed a 3-year extension worth $2.4 million a year. So they got the Senators have their backup goalie. Prized possession of the college rank Spencer Fu signed with the Calgary Flames out of Union College,
Nice.
the home of the Dutchman.
Is he a fighter?
He is not. I pity him actually.
I see.
Who plays for the Flames? A couple trades to announce when Lau gets here. Oh, the big talking point: Mike Smith talking that his former Arizona Coyotes teammates can't score, and he's excited to pass the players who can score. So
he's expecting more assists, is what he's saying.
he's I think he's got a thing in his contract, perhaps, that has a assist clause. That'd be great if he did have an assist clause. If he got more than like 20 assists in a year, be amazing. Did you see the trade between Scott Darling and Derek Ryan?
I saw, but I didn't see all the pieces to it. I heard that it was a fantastic trade, though. I heard that there were good pieces moving in both directions.
A lot of moving parts, a lot of negotiation. This took place on Twitter, as most trades should. Derek Ryan for the Carolina Hurricanes wears number 33, and that's Scott Darling's number. So it's weird for a forward to have 33, because usually it's a defenseman number, but we digress. If it's not a goalie's number, it's a defenseman's number. So Scott Darling started off, said, "I'll trade you 3 dinners, 2 dog walks, and a night of babysitting for number 33." Derek Ryan countered, said that 2 dinners, a Whole Foods gift card, and at least 2 goals allowed at every practice. Darling finally exchanged 1 dinner, a Whole Foods gift card, and 3 goals per practice, pending league approval. And that was the thing that got it done. The Carolina Hurricanes made it official on their website. Scott Darling will be number 33 for 1 dinner, 1 gift card to Whole Foods, and 3 goals per practice.
Wow, it's a good deal, and I'm not exactly sure who won that deal.
I think it's a good push. I think it's a good push of a trade.
With only getting 2 goals per game, I didn't think that was enough. I'm glad that he went for the 3 per game. Also, the dinner
per practice.
and...
Let's not say game, per practice.
Yeah. Practice.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
talking practice.
We're talking practice. The dinner's
Speaking of
interesting.
AI, how about AI playing basketball again? A big 3.
Didn't White Chocolate get injured in that and is done for like 6 months?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think I saw that today. He got injured in like the first game, and he's out for 6 months because he tore his rotator cuff or some shit like that.
Oh, they have a 4-point shot though. Dan Cortez loves it.
I was gonna say, what is this, Rock and Jock? Is there a doubler ball? What's going on here?
It's only half court as well.
What channel is this on?
Fox Sports 1.
Oh, so let's get it. By the way,
It's run by Ice Cube, I believe.
Okay, fair enough.
And
You think 3-on-3 hockey would work?
Yes.
for an
Big
entire
way?
game.
For an entire gimmick like they're doing here with the Big 3. You think that would be if you go in the puddle rink with a 3-on-3 where, because that's going to be by the way, that's going to be an EA 18. That was the one big thing that we talked about last week that I'm just like, that's really the new thing is 3-on-3, guys, honestly. So I wonder if a big 3-on-3 would work.
I think it would work in hockey. I think that if you used basically it's alumni players, right? And the N1 tour. So you would pretty much have to get alumni players in Dwayne Robertson.
I miss the N1 tour on ESPN. I miss Pro Beach Hockey as well on ESPN.
You know what Pro Beach Hockey was missing was a hype man. I feel like if Pro Beach Hockey had occurred 10 years later, I mean, it would have been absolutely fantastic and far better than it was. I mean, not saying it wasn't bad because it brought us one of the greatest sports quotes ever. I still remember this to this day. I don't remember who it was. Probably obscurity at this point. But the sideline reporter walked up to the goalie after the game and asked him how he felt afterwards. And the goalie looked at him and said, "Well, I mean, even if I tried to kill myself, it'd probably go through my legs right now."
That's good. That's a good line.
Oh, sorry. Even if I tried to kill myself by jumping in front of a bus, it would probably go through my legs right now.
There you go.
I forgot the bus.
Well, you can't forget your own bettas, my friend.
I was trying to get off before I started like coughing into the microphone. I think that's
Fair
what it
enough.
was.
You can't forget your Bettis. No.
No, you can't.
God. Am I sounding any better at least? Even though I can't talk, am I sounding better?
Yeah, no, you're not. No, that's crackling right now. So,
Give
but-
yourself some sound.
Exactly. By the way, a shout out to and rest in peace to Escalade, who passed away apparently 6 years ago.
White Escalade?
No, not Dave Be Like Comey. He's still around. Regular
Oh,
Escalade.
thank God.
Yeah, no, regular Escalade. Shockingly enough, he died in his sleep due to hypertensive heart disease. Dude was 6'10", 375. Of course, that's
I
going to
feel like I'm on my way toward that as well.
wow.
I'm just gonna stop breathing at some point while I'm sleeping.
And, hopefully, it's years down the line. Brother of Mark Jackson too. Also, the former. I think he's I don't know what he is. Current
He played
analyst
for
of
the
ESPN.
Golden State Warriors, I believe.
Yeah, he did. Golden State. I think he played a little bit for the Knicks, but who didn't during the '90s? So there's that. There's that thing there. Mark, what would you pay for your number? You had
For
to-
my
if-
number in what?
in hockey, like what Scott Darling did this week in terms of trading away things to get the.
It depends. I probably wouldn't pay anything at this moment. Why would Scott Darling of all people need to pay to get his number? That doesn't make sense to me.
Because the Hurricanes already had a 33.
Yeah, but Scott Darling is like not a superstar. Who would?
He's
a
got a Stanley Cup
superstar.
ring.
Yeah.
I'd say he's a super. I'd say he's more of a star.
If he wants
Yeah.
his number, he can pass over some dinners and some Whole Foods. I'm getting something out of it. I'm not just going to give it to the man.
He's got a new deal. He's fine. Yeah, if I'm Derek Ryan, yeah, I'm going to barter that trade.
So what did he pay?
He paid it was a dinner, Whole Foods gift card, and 3 goals at practice.
3 goals.
Per practice, yeah.
He had to give up 3 goals per practice.
Well, it started with Darling suggesting 3 dinners, 2 dog walks, and a night of babysitting. Derek Ryan came back with 2 dinners, a Whole Foods gift card, and at least 2 goals every practice. Then the final was a dinner, Whole Foods gift card, 3 goals per practice.
That's good negotiating, though. I will give him that.
No, he did well. He did very well. So
Did he do his own negotiating, or did they go through their agents for that one?
no, I think they did their own negotiating. They did a very side dealish situation. There's no reason to get agents involved because you know what happens then. You know what's happened when you get agents
Well,
involved.
then the agents need a cut too. So where are you gonna draw the line? Do you end up having to give an agent a side of your dinner?
No,
mean, that's
agent gets
bullshit.
dessert. Agent gets dessert. That's 25%. So, appetizers 25, main course is 50.
Yeah, but there's no stipulation in there that you get dessert. It just says a dinner.
It does say a dinner. That's true.
It's
It's
very
not, but
one dinner is very vague. If it's an
So-
Italian
yeah.
dinner, like 5 courses and a after dinner liqueur. If it's like pub fare, you're getting a hamburger and some fries and a couple beers.
It's true. I would have went with liquid lunch, honestly, before a practice, and then do it that way. Preferably the first practice of the year. Yeah, I'm trying to find other things. There's not really many other things to talk about before Lyle gets on here. Paul got traded. Everyone's happy about that. That's
Chris
basketball.
Paul?
No one cares about. Yeah,
Huh. Did not know that.
yeah, got traded to the Houston Rockets from the
Hey, the
Clippers. So
draft.
good for him.
The draft next year sounds like it's going to be in Dallas.
D-Town, baby, is what we're seeing, is what we're hearing. So don't you dare miss it. You can miss it. I don't really care. It's not going to affect me one way or another. More re-signings. Zach Kazian, 3 years, $5.85 million with the Oilers. Essa Lindell, 2 years, $4.4 million for that deal. And anti-Niemi, it seems the Stars are very anti-Niemi. Put on waivers for buyout purchase purposes.
How the mighty have fallen.
And how? Like, oof. Stanley Cup champion to nada. Also, Corbin Holzer signed a 2-year deal with the Anaheim Ducks.
I loved him in The Sixth Sense.
Right? Oh, Steve Konowalchuk got a job today. He is now the new assistant coach of the Anaheim Ducks, so congratulations to Steve Konowalchuk. Kano!
The Caps couldn't find a place for him.
Apparently not. And he helped coach the Seattle Thunderbirds to a WHL championship this year. So he's doing something right. I've noticed a lot, we talk about a lot of the old players going into coaching. I wonder if there's a thesis to be had about that in sports management. What makes a player want to crush a lot in the front office? Also, why the hell there's so many kids getting drafted in the NHL? Like, I don't think that this is almost unprecedented, the amount of kids we have getting drafted in the NHL. In terms of kids of former NHL players.
Children of former NHL players, yes.
Yes, I will preference it with that. Thank you.
They're normally 18-year-olds.
Usually, mostly.
Most of the time.
I think one of them was 17 this year.
Yeah, except for when the Blues tried to draft Ovechkin.
Yeah, well, it was the Panthers.
The Panthers tried to draft Ovechkin, right? It was
Yeah.
the Blues that were going to trade for Ovechkin's draft pick.
Right, exactly, for a healthy
Yeah.
Barrett Jackman
Right.
in Mark World.
Mm-hmm.
So, sadly, that did not happen.
Hey, who knows? In my alternate universe, the Cavs might have won a Stanley Cup by now.
Yeah,
We'll never know.
we will never know. AM Radio Mark is what we're going to call you. Call you AM Radio Mark.
Am I crackling again?
A little bit.
Am I?
It's-
Maybe it's this XLR cable, perhaps.
Quite
I don't
possible.
know. I got nothing.
That's
You're going
fine.
to have to deal with me.
We've dealt with each other for 15 years. No
I have
crackling's not
this.
gonna-
It's a
What is that?
25-foot XLR cable still in the package.
Nice.
Yeah, heavy-duty XLR connectors, advanced twisted pair construction, locking tab ensures tight connectivity, reduced interference, and highly flexible damage-resistant outer jacket. Live wire advantage, microphone cables.
Nice.
It's simple. It's guaranteed for life. I can shit into a box and mark it guaranteed. It reduces pop, hum, and other noises, Mark.
That's
It
what I
says it,
need.
it says it right there. Right there. So I'm going to have to see you at some point, and then I can give
But
you this wire. Because I'm
it
sure that
doesn't
you
say-
need 25 feet of XLR cable.
Right. It doesn't say anything about crackling either, so I don't know if it's going to help me.
Well, I think that's under the other noises.
Yeah, that's under other noise. I mean, what would you expect other noise to be?
I don't know,
Point.
like the air conditioner. I don't know.
I'm going to say crackling.
Okay.
I'll go with crackling as well.
We'll need some clarification on
A windscreen would be for the air conditioner.
that. Touche. Hold on.
Touch what?
I got it. There we go. Is that better?
Can you say Peter picked a peck of pickled peppers?
I can't.
Okay.
Peter picked a pack of pickled peppers. Better? Pop.
For the popping, yes.
Not for the crackle. God
No, not
damn
for
it.
crackling.
Rice Krispies.
Maybe if you get some-
every time.
Maybe if you get a special dark, then be fine. By the way, have you seen the body
So
issue?
what?
Just Special Dark, the Hershey Special Dark,
Ah,
and the Hershey miniatures. It's a Hershey miniatures joke. So Joe Thornton and Brett Burns will be in the ESPN body issue. Ladies, temper your screams.
I think that it's time to go back to char bombing people.
Ooh, you think that's it? You think that's a thing? I wonder if that's a thing.
I feel
wonder
like
if
we've
that's a
run the
thing.
course at this point. That there are going to be a lot of people on Twitter that don't realize what a char bomb is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I have to find that picture that just says char bomb. We should make it a GIF. That'd be even better. Just the gift of just the GIF of just going into each other.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Heyo. You know how it is. Girl, you know how it is. Shit. Bum, bum. Let's see if I can get Sean Leahy on this thing.
Are you sending the char bomb to Sean Leahy?
I might send a char bomb to Sean Leahy. I don't fucking.
he deserves it.
Yeah, exactly. He's been nothing but kind to us, but fuck him.
Hey, I got no less than 2 pictures and no less than 4 middle fingers. So
It's true.
I didn't give you a middle finger.
no,
I
I wasn't a middle finger.
I
Middle
did.
finger.
I did. It was great. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
well,
Um,
I understand.
enjoyed it. We get it. It's fine, buddy. We appreciate you. We appreciate you and all you do. I don't know what that is, but when we find out, we'll appreciate you more on it.
We should get Lyle on if he's listening.
Lyle on if you're listening. Lyle on if you're listening. No, I don't want it that way. I don't want it that way.
It's a very subdued show tonight.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's that weird part of the year where it's to the point where free agency's happening.
We had a lot going on over the past 2 weeks.
We did. We've done a lot of shows too. So I think that also has something to do with it too. Like we've done how many shows this week?
And I don't see anybody with a drink in their hand either.
I've had one the entire night.
Hey, there you go.
Sweating.
Hey, there we
Hey,
go.
Lyle.
Hey, yeah, I got your message. Hello, if you're listening. So, and yeah, you guys sound subdued, but it's understandable. Like you said, it's the whole post-draft thing, man. You know?
It's post draft thing. It's what the hell's going to happen? Like what's going on?
We're twice as subdued this year because we are 2 drafts. There were 2
Yeah.
drafts between the last Wednesday show and this Wednesday show. 2 drafts.
Yeah, exactly. And both were anticlimactic.
Yeah, no,
They really were. They really were. I mean, well, because on the expansion draft, as we discussed, I mean, Jesus, 24 of the 30 players that Vegas selected, the names were all leaked by the media 3 hours before the NHL award show.
You go home now.
Yeah. And in the first round, I mean, we only had we get down to pick number 27 before there was finally a couple of trades. You know, most notable one being Braden Shen. I mean, and that was notable, don't get me wrong, and but we had all that hype build up that all these players, all these name guys, and yeah, some name guys did move before the draft, which was inevitable, but Duchesne could move, Galchenyuk could move, oh my god, all these players could move, and nothing. Braden Shen, okay, yeah, nobody saw that deal coming, but that was kind of a that wasn't quite on the same level. And okay, Travis Hamonic, he was one of the names that was most hyped to go, and yeah, okay, he went the following day, and sure, that was good, but that was the only trade of note. And since then, it's gone like super quiet. There hasn't been a trade since then.
No, because we're all about the UFA speculation there, Lyle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
free
but-
agency.
Yeah, but even like you think last year at this time, though, I mean, you know, we had a big bombshell on June 29th, two of them within a half an hour of each other, you know, with Taylor Hall and being swapped for Adam Larson, and then PK Subban going for Shea Weber, all on the same time on the same day that Steven Stamkos said, yeah, I'm going to keep my talents in Tampa Bay. So, yeah, whereas this year I don't know if this is the calm before the storm, and we'll see like tomorrow or on Friday there'll be a big move or something like that. But otherwise, yeah, most of the focus seems to be on the free agent market now.
Well, everyone's talking to everybody, man. Like that's the thing, right? Like everyone's
Yeah.
talking.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got a lot of
talking, baby.
guys are out basically doing the rounds, talking to teams or visiting or whatever. So, you know.
Who's the most?
Free agency's more fun anyway. Wouldn't you say?
Well, up until the first 2 hours of when the market opens at noon Eastern time on July 1st, and by 3 o'clock, you're pretty much all the big names are gone, and then after that, it's just okay.
That's good.
Yeah,
the
pretty
U.S. national team plays at 4:45, so I should have plenty of time.
There you go. Oh, that's
Well,
okay.
you know,
There you
good
go.
time.
Yeah. There you go.
Who's the most intriguing to you, Lyle? Because there's a decent there's okay names out there.
Yeah,
there's Carl Lausner could be the one of choice.
Yeah, he's really attracted quite a bit of attention, and he's caused some hearts to flutter in Montreal because he's expressed interest in signing with the Canadiens. And I'll tell you, I mean, after losing Alexei Emelin to the Vegas Golden Knights and trading away Nathan Beaulieu, and with Andrei Markov wanting a 2-year deal worth $12 million. All of a sudden, Alzner could look real good to the Habs. Elliot Friedman was speculating, it could be, looking at maybe between 4.5 mil. Oh man, I can see a full mil higher than that. I could see him getting 5.5. I could see a team desperate like Montreal, desperately in need of an experienced quality defenseman, a top 4 guy. Oh, I could definitely see them paying Alzner 5.5 mil. If Markov leaves, and no question.
Yep, younger option, better option, almost. I like that he put the Jets in there. That's cute.
Yeah,
it's very cute.
Yeah. He's not. You're not fooling anybody, Carl.
Now you go to the Canadiens or the Jets.
Yeah. Yeah. You go to Montreal or Winnipeg. I'm sorry, Winnipeg, but you're always going to fail in comparison when your name is put next to Montreal.
Your name's going to fail in comparison when it's put next to Baltimore.
That's kind of true. See my point there. There's not really much except mosquitoes up there.
Carl Alser's just going to sit there and watch the indoor football game.
Better than Saskatchewan, though. Winnipeg's got that at least.
Well, no, but Saskatchewan's got lower taxes.
Yeah, that's true.
But no NHL team.
No, they're nice to hook.
Good point. Yeah. But Alzner's an intriguing. I'll tell you what I find interesting is for months and months, Kevin Shattenkirk was linked to the New York Rangers, and all of a sudden, the last few days, that is starting to look less and less like a possibility.
That's because NHL Network's been showing the Caps Penguins series.
And the Rangers were like, "Screw that!"
Neil Smith is on the horn from HQ. Listen, guys, no, don't as a former GM, don't do it.
Don't, for the love of God, man, don't do it.
Don't do it.
But yeah, they re-signed Brendan Smith today, 4-year deal. They obviously liked what they saw out of him and his brief tenure with them last season. They want to keep him around, and there's kind of this vibe coming out of New York that the Rangers they're looking at younger and more affordable, kind of younger and more affordable here right now. So
We're still talking about the Rangers.
oh yeah, I know it's shocking, isn't it? But it's not Glenn
is?
Sather. It's not Glenn Sather and Neil Smith before him now. No, this is Jeff
What
Gorton,
type of alternate universe is this?
who has these weird ass ideas that geez, maybe it's better to have a younger, more affordable players to build around. Excuse me.
Get out of town.
I know, right? But
I don't
yeah,
appreciate this type of Rangers.
I know. They're not as much fun. Not as much fun. Oh, sure, they'll be better on the ice, but they're not as much fun.
No, it's not. You can't rip them as much.
No, you can't.
Until Lundqvist retires and they have no goaltending depth, and that's going to be hilarious. God, their goaltending is.
Oh boy.
God,
So January.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It's going to be interesting to see who they bring in there for backup because Slapsky ain't going to do it.
Yeah. Well, no, Skapsky didn't even get qualified.
I know, so
So
that's
it's
not
like-
going to do it. A little dipsy poo into the free agent market there, maybe.
Well, they're going to have to.
Well, I know. But what I found interesting though is, boy, Steve Yzerman of the Lightning, when he's not stealing waitresses, he just can't let Shattenkirk go. He just can't let him go. He was interested in acquiring him back in January when he was with the Blues, and now apparently he's put in a call. They can afford him if he wants to kind of keep it reasonable, I guess. Maybe I don't know if he's willing to pay $6 million. I mean, he's got I think something like around 18 million in available cap space right now. 18 to 20 million right now, but he's also got to re-sign Tyler Johnson and Andre Palat, 2 big raises, and they're going to get him.
He's got 20 mil. in cap
Yeah,
space.
so maybe he might be able, because listen, Yzerman's been able to pull that Jedi mind meld weird ass contract shit in the past. He's been able to do it with his players. It'll be interesting to see if he can pull it off here with Shattenkirk, because he wants that puck moving defenseman, a right hand shot. Well, who doesn't? Top pairing defenseman, or at least a top 4 defenseman, right handed shot, a guy that can move the puck. He wants, basically what he's trying to do is take some pressure off of Victor Hedman. And Shattenkirk could do that, put him in a second pairing role, but he won't overpay for that muffler. Let's just say that he won't. He will not overpay for that muffler. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But yeah, he's kicking Yzerman, Stevie Y kicking the tires on the Shat man. So there we go.
That's a terrible name.
Well. Son of
name.
William Shatner, no. Captain Kirk Jr., no. Shatman, na Shatman,
Oh, poor Adam West.
Shatman. I know.
Kevin. Shatton.
Weird scat films that I saw in Wisconsin.
Good one, John.
300.
Wowzers.
Shattenkirk. Why is Jordan Wheel a big money or big guy? A guy getting looked at a lot. There's what I was looking for.
Well, apparently, according to some pundits, some folk, I guess some general managers look at him and think that he could be another Jonathan Marcia show. The 30 goal scorer with the Florida Panthers, who will probably never ever see 30 goals again, especially playing in Vegas. But anyway, apparently that's why they think that this kid's got the goods, and maybe he could be sort of a late blooming scorer. That seems to be all the fuss right now. Though apparently he or his agent are on some kind of big tour. I guess he visited with the Canucks, which is understandable because he's from North Vancouver, so I could see that. I will just say as a side note, if the Canucks actually do sign him, then we can put to bed these rumors that have popped up of Nail Yakupov maybe signing with the Canucks. His agent says that he's interested in going to Vancouver, but is Vancouver interested in him? Me thinks not.
They shouldn't be.
Well, here's the thing that I would suggest: if you're a team looking for scoring and you can't find what you're looking for here in the trade market or through free agency, why not bring in Yakupov on a PTO contract in the fall?
That wouldn't hurt.
Why not do that? What's the worst that can happen? He washes out, you cut him loose, you're not short anything, right? If he comes in and plays really well for you, then okay, sign him, and you'd be able to sign him to like a 1 year, 1.1 mil, 1.5 mil deal, something considerably less than what he was earning last time, and see if the kid can get that once promising career back on track. Habs blogger JD Lagrange made that point earlier in the week, and I thought it was a good idea. He's saying like, I don't know why so many people are against that notion. Is like, folks, he's free. It's free.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you bring him in on a PTO during training camp and in a preseason, and if it doesn't work out, then you just wash your hands of the guy. You're not out anything. Let it go. Take a chance. If I'm Montreal, I'm looking for a score, especially if Radulov leaves, and if he keeps asking for the money he's asking for, he could end up leaving, in which case Justin Williams to Montreal.
Yeah, I can see that.
Maybe Radim Verbata perhaps from Arizona. Maybe who could say? He's been linked to Boston, by the way. Kevin Paul Dupont of the Boston Globe. Interesting cat, I must say. Kevin Paul Dupont, by the way. I'm not saying that in a bad way. He's an interesting dude. But apparently the Bruins back around the trade deadline were interested in him. But I think if they were looking at him as a rental. I'm not sure if Don Sweeney would really seriously consider signing Radim Verbata as a free agent. Skate on the right side. He doesn't have a lot. Well, he's got some cap space to work with, but half of it is going to get eaten up by that big fat new contract that David Pasternak's going to get. And David Pastrnak is not getting a bridge deal. Okay,
no.
Pay the man, and he's getting paid. So I'd say about half of his cap space available cap space will be going to him. So I don't think Verbata's a fit there as a free agent. It wasn't a bad suggestion, but I don't think it's a fit there.
No, not really at all.
Yeah.
Who gets signed first, Steve Mason or Anthony Niemi by an NHL team?
Oh boy, pick your poison, right? Probably Mason. I'd say probably Mason. But even then, God, that inconsistent. That's the thing with Steve Mason. When he's on his game, he's fantastic, and when he's not, he's bloody horrible. It's that consistency is just not his friend.
Well, you can pick him up free, so he's a Freemason.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
he has his own apron. Yeah, he's good to go. Good to go. But no, I definitely think Steve. Andy Niemi could be done. I think he could be done. The last 2 years, he really did not do very much to bolster his credentials the last couple of years. So I think he may end up in Europe.
Well, yeah, I think it's the only way, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah,
I mean, it's hard for me to see, especially on a Dallas team where he could have taken that step beyond and been the guy, and then
and he didn't, exactly. I mean, he was he was got a Stanley Cup on his resume, but that was 7 years ago. Mm-hmm. What have you done lately, son? Well, I'll tell you, in the last 2 years, you didn't do much in Dallas.
It was 7 years ago with a great defense and system in front of him.
And same thing when he was in San Jose.
Yes.
Same thing. His best regular season performances came with the Sharks. And it's like, because you had a really good team in front of you. So, especially defense. So, yeah.
I'm shocked and chagrined at that, but I'm also not. So here we are.
There you are.
Trying to think of what else. It's been a very weird news cycle because we've done 3 shows in the span of a week.
I know, right? Yeah,
it's that weird ball. Spence, tell me a little bit about this mega deal. Connor McDavid is going to get $13.25 million, as I hear the number being
that is the number being bandied about. That would be approximately 17% of the Oilers' payroll. Just 3% shy of the league maximum that you can invest in one player on a salary cap. Some people are kind of losing their shit over this. Oh my God, that's too much. It's too much. It's like, okay, think back. 2009, I believe it was 2009, when Alex Ovechkin signed his mega deal. Guess how much that was back then? Around 18% of the cap's maximum, based on what the salary cap was back then. Mm-hmm. So that's what you're seeing with this deal with Connor McDavid. Sidney Crosby, when he took his 8.7 mil, it was the same thing, 17%, okay, of what it was back at the time when he signed that deal. So people that are getting all upset with Connor McDavid and his agent and calling him greedy and everything for 13.25 mil, it's no different, really, when you do the math, than what it was when Crosby and Ovechkin signed their deals, because Connor McDavid right now is the best player in the world, pretty much. I mean, yes, Sidney Crosby won the Conn Smythe Trophy second year in a row and all that good stuff, and yes, hail to him. His legacy is set, but Connor McDavid won the scoring title, won the Hart Trophy, run the Ted Lindsay Award. He won it all to gold, baby. So, as I channel briefly to Scotty's chagrin,
no, I'm looking at something else entirely.
Doth the road the American dream impressing now? But no, he's the best player in the world. He's only going to get better, and he wants to get paid as the best player in the world. Now, folks also have to remember too, that contract doesn't kick in until 2018-19 if he's signed on July 1st. He still has a year remaining on that entry-level deal. But
which makes it even better, because if you look at what Ovechkin's being paid right now, it's, by comparison, I mean, you could say that his talent level has declined, but for a world-class talent, he's not getting paid as much as he would have gotten paid had he been renegotiating his deal right now.
Exactly. Yeah. This would be the full 8 years, the full 8-year full meal deal here. But you're getting Connor McDavid. That thing will kick in when he is 21, I believe. Yeah. So 21 up to 29. You're going to have him for his best years. And if he just keeps playing at the level that he's at, and heaven forbid avoids it, and if he can, let's hope he doesn't get injured along the way. But assuming normal progression, I mean, he will be the league's best player, or one of the league's very best players, over that stretch of time. And what do you expect the Oilers to do? Go cheap with this guy? Get into a contract hassle with him? Bridge deal him, for God's sake? Don't be absurd. Of course not. He's your franchise player. You got to pay the man. Okay? This is the guy who's going to lead the Oilers, or at least the Oilers are hoping that he's going to lead them back to Stanley Cup glory after all these years. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but you're going to have to pay him. But you know what? The Capitals paid a lot of money to Ovi. Excuse me. Penguins paid a lot of money. Jesus, a lot of money to not one, but two, to two superstars in Crosby and Malkin, And I'm not neglecting Nick Backstrom, by the way, but let's face it, Nick's just slightly below Malkin there. So the Penguins have paid a lot of money to two of the very best players in the world. They've been able to make it work. Okay, they've been able to make it work. And and listen, the Oilers is not just McDavid. They're going to have to pay a fortune out. Excuse me, for Leon Draisaitl, who is due this year. And again, you can't bridge deal him. No way. No way. Don't even try. And apparently they're not even going to try. Apparently they're looking at an 8-year term for him. But I think they want to try and keep him down in the $8 million range. I think that's what the latest was I heard. There was some talk that maybe his agent might push for 9 or 10 mil a season, but the Oilers want to try and keep him down in the 8 mil range. So, but even so, good God, man, 8 years. Let's say you get him in 8 years, 8.5 mil. Geez, that'll be a bargain. Okay, think about that. That's going to be a bargain. Draisaitl's what, 22 now, Scotty? 21 going on 22. Yeah, same thing. So you'll have him signed up until he's 30. You will have potentially a Crosby Malkin situation in Edmonton. Two of the very best players in the world in their prime in Edmonton. For the first time since the 80s, you will have two of the greatest forwards in the game in Edmonton, long term. So, Jesus, yeah, it's going to cost a lot of money. It'll probably run about $22 million for those two. But by God, it'll be worth it. I think it'll absolutely be worth it. There's some players you have to pay, and they have to pay those guys.
Draisaitl will be 22 on October 27th.
There we go. So yeah, and his deal would kick in this year because he is an RFA on July 1st. But
yes,
and forget about offer sheeting him. Don't let's just forget about offer sheets. Period. They don't exist. They're unicorns now. They don't exist. You know.
What was the last offer sheet we saw? Was that Shea Weber from Philly?
Nope. That was Ryan O'Reilly. Right after the lockout, Calgary Flames, who've almost very stupidly screwed themselves by doing that. But fortunately for them, the Avs paid up. But yeah, that was 4.5 years ago. You will not see an offer sheet again. Forget about it. It's there on the books, but you're not going to see it anymore.
I want to talk about something real quick. So
go for it.
You were doing your Dusty Rhodes thing, and I was looking on at horror, but not because of that. Not because of that. It's because I saw this. And I saw this in a...
Did one of the 45 people that were on stage have that on? I couldn't see.
If not, they should have.
It's, oh boy. It's an interesting look. They have it in the Penguins, Blues, Rangers, Flyers, and of course your Blackhawks for only $80.
Only $80? Hey, I've got my Halloween costume for the next 10 years. Yes!
For both the pants and the jacket? Because that's a great price. Do you get the tie as well?
I think you get the whole ensemble.
What's the retail price on that?
What retail $90
and the actual retail retail price is $99.99.
20% off. What a sale!
I know.
You get
I could so rock that at the draft, man.
Yeah, shirt and pants.
I would wear that. I would wear that. Listen, my nephew's getting married next August. I am so tempted right now. I am so tempted. Yes, I would be that uncle. Yes, I would.
We would assume that.
Goddamn right. You guys have known me long enough.
You know I would rent a suit for that much.
No,
true.
I know that's true. You can't. So that's a hell of a price.
Speaking of suits,
Scotty, shoot me the link for that, please.
Yeah, we'll do.
I'm serious.
Last
shoot me the link for that.
Week I forgot to add something to my week. I went and got measured for a tux I'm in a wedding. First of all, there was no cuppage, which I didn't like. I expected there to be a little cuppage, nothing.
That's what you pay the extra for. That's what you tip them at the front end for.
They decided that I should be wearing 36 pants.
No, that's right.
And I looked at the guy and I go, "You do realize I'm wearing 31 pants right now? Like something seems off." So I believe that I'm going to need some sort of Italian tailor now to measure me a little ball cuppage and make sure that I get the right size tux, because I feel like Men's Warehouse is not doing a great job.
You think? You think?
Oh my lord! I was
gonna look if it was like a couple inches. If they were like, all right, a 33, but it slides from a 32 to a 34.
How in the hell is that possible?
It's not really that bad. Well, so I know exactly what occurred. The guy measured me, but I still had my wallet and cell phone in my pocket. And he was like, "Yep, you're a 36," and I was like, "Shouldn't I not have these in my pocket? Like, how does this?" I'm leaving. I'm done. Just let me pay the tax.
My God.
Leave this place.
Johnny, they're getting paid $15 an hour to, fit people. I don't think.
Yeah, you definitely need to find yourself.
But isn't the Men's Warehouse the place where they guarantee a good fit?
Yeah, apparently not in White Marsh.
Well, God, no, especially not in White Marsh.
Good God,
so
that's
I'm gonna have to go to the Arundel Mills one now and figure out and get them to actually. Now, here's gonna be the bad part: is if I get to Arundel Mills and they're like, "Yeah, you need a 35," I'm gonna be like, "Fuck, I'm fat." But I don't think I'm that big because I'm literally wearing 31s to work.
Yes.
Like when I got measured, I was wearing a pair of 31-inch pants.
And listen, I know it's been a year since I last saw you, Johnny, but you did not pack on that much poundage in that year. In fact, you didn't pack on any poundage, my friend.
Pounds.
Yes. Yeah. Come on. That's insane. You did not add that much weight in a year.
I told the guy that was getting married, I was like, well, one of two things is going to occur. I'm going to go back, get resized, and they're going to give me the right pair of pants, or I don't know, little Willie might be showing up early in the reception. We'll see. I'll
like
hold
today's
them up
plan.
during the wedding, but outside of that, I can't guarantee anything.
Wear a good pair of suspenders.
Can we have a conversation?
We sure can.
Do we have any more free agent news before we
No,
get?
no, it's all
No,
horse shit
no
anyway.
one gives a shit. All right, no one gives a shit. Saturday, don't you dare miss it.
Yeah.
It's fucking right garbage is what the kids like to say. Okay. So there's something on DallasStars.com or whatever the hell the Dallas Stars website is.
Mhm.
It was about Mark Mathot and what Mark Mathot does. Blah 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 blah. I got traded because obviously the Vegas Golden Knights need to retool from last season, so they traded Mark
Hey,
Mathot.
they got a great return for Mark Mathot.
Exactly. Let us
Top
not
three
forget.
defensemen. They got a great return. For
He
him.
had a great return.
But this is what we're talking about.
Excuse me.
Is that Mark?
I said, I hope this is what we're talking about. But I want
It's
you to
not.
continue. Okay.
No,
Well, then I have an axe to grind too with this trade.
Well, then grind your axe here before we get into the
Yes, please.
What are we doing trading draft picks for 2020? Why is this a thing?
That's a good point. That's a very good
It's
point.
3 years from now. Why does this have any current value?
Yeah, did
Yeah, but
everybody?
Mark, could you
did
imagine
everybody-
how clearly the GMs can see the draft of 2020?
Right. I mean, clearly. Crystal clear.
It's
They're
crystal
going to
clear.
all those high school games right now and checking
What
out all of the high
what
school
happens after the draft of 2020? Do you see hindsight as being 2020 still, or
players. Apparently. I mean, the draft of 2020 is
Here-
perfectly clearly.
I have 3 fucking years of this joke, by the way.
I know you do. We're going to hear it all.
I know. 2021. You're going to talk about. You remember when 2020 was hindsight? We're gonna. Mark, the funny thing is they have more draft picks in 2019 than they do 2020. So I think that's as absurd.
Yeah. What GM agreed? Did they sign off on this deal before they realized that it was a 2020 draft pick? Like, what's the deal?
No, Mark. A 2020 draft pick went in the expansion draft.
Yes, that's right.
From the Penguins.
That's right.
So, like, this
Blame
is
the Penguins once again for
Exactly.
screwing everything up. They got the ball rolling on that batshit crazy nonsense.
I actually do most weeks while I'm at a therapist. I blame the Penguins for literally everything.
When is the current CBA up?
Ooh, is that summer 2021?
If either the league or the PA decide to shut her down in September 2019, then the CBA would expire on September 15th, 2020.
So is that could that possibly be why 2020 is such a popular time, or are people just stupid?
That I think you've hit on a good point there. I think maybe that
There you
might
go,
be
Mark.
the reason why. You know, maybe they're anticipating that there might not be a draft in 2021, and let's make sure we can get their ducks in a row for the 2021 just in case. Because that draft would take place 3 months before the CBA would expire. Just like the one did in 2012, kids. Everybody remember all the fun we had in that one, and the one in 2004. Oh, good
2004
times.
one was good. That was Carolina.
Well, that was good, and you guys got Ovi out of that one, so hey, you can't complain. But I remember that one just because that feckin' sort of Damocles called a pending lockout was hanging over everything. So,
Well, then, so the other thing the other scenario here that I can envision happening is perhaps another expansion. If the owners know something about perhaps another expansion coming to get to an even amount of teams, and you could trade potentially 2020 draft picks to keep players, that might be an asset that you don't have to spend a draft pick in 2018 or 2019 if you know a team is coming that is going to wind up poaching players from your team. It's good to have. It's essentially, a retirement fund that you can't get to until 2020 when you have a draft pick that you can't spend until then. If you know that you're going to have to negotiate with an expansion team to potentially keep some players. Maybe let me take off my tinfoil.
It's okay. Looks good on you. That's probably what's fucking with your microphone is the tinfoil.
Maybe, yeah. I still think it's the cable. I think it's the cable. I listen to myself on YouTube. I don't sound like Johnny used to sound. At least I don't believe I do.
Okay.
You're
Maybe I
just
do.
correctly. It's the cable.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. We'll fix it for next week.
We'll
Sounds
fix
good.
it. We'll fix it in post. Yeah, no, I mean that's a very valid point, but they have to they have to assume something's on the horizon, which I don't know if anybody does, to be quite honest with you.
How long do you really expect the amount of teams to be an odd number of teams?
Oh, God.
10 years. Because you got to remember the last expansion before the Sharks was 79-80 when the WHA guys came in, and that was at 21.
Yep. And so
and
I
that
can
was
see
at 21 until 90-91. So that was over a decade.
And you've got Bettman and company saying they're in no rush right now. The reason why they're in no rush, I think, is because I think they're going to want to wait and see if a couple of teams got to be relocated.
Exactly.
And once that shakes out, then they'll look at bringing in a 32nd franchise.
And the one team I think for definite is Carolina, and what happens with the Peter Carmano situation there.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there. And listen, you can't dismiss Arizona. Something is going down there.
It has to.
Well, like I said, you've got a single owner now, and they've done a lot of house cleaning here in the last 3 weeks. Good God, they fired the coach. Half the coaching staff is gone now. You traded away your top goalie. You told your longtime team captain, we're not re-signing you. You got rid of him. But at the same token, they turn around and they make a couple of really good trades, bringing in Derek Stepan and Antti Raanta from the Rangers, and then Nicholas Hjalmarsson from Chicago to play alongside. That's what they call Chicago down here, by the way. You hear
Chicago?
Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Chicago. Well, I went to Chicago. I went to Chicago, and I went to the car wash. Got my car washed in Chicago.
Anyway, wash is definitely a Maryland thing.
Yeah, wash.
Oh, they say it here too. Wash.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, meanwhile, in Arizona, Chris Pronger's in the break room counting his money.
No, actually, he's in Florida counting his money now, my friend.
Get traded to Florida.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, no, he didn't get traded with Florida. He signed with them. He's done now. His contract is up.
Oh, is it finally finito Santiago?
Finito and off the books.
Hey,
but anyway, they actually made a couple of good trades that suggest, okay, they are serious about improving the roster, because I expect when they traded away Mike Smith a couple weeks ago, and I figure, okay, what are you doing? I mean, are you deliberately trying to be a bad team? There's got to be something else coming. Antti Raanta, I think, listen, he played very well with the Rangers. Perhaps he has starter possibility. They don't want to give up on Louis Domingue just yet. I still wouldn't rule out them maybe grabbing one more guy at a free agency, but then you bring in, they needed a first line center and got it with Derek Stepan. And as I said, Hjalmarsson should help solidify their defense, because God knows they need help. So you're improving the roster, but what else is going on here? Is Andrew Barroway deliberately, is he really trying to improve the team? Or is this all window dressing and we're looking at a possible relocation here?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, the goaltender that they signed out of college, who was a draft pick, Hunter Miska, kid's a stud. At least he was for freshman year. I mean, he's still got guys like Christian Fisher, Ryan McInnes, Nick Merkley, waiting in the wings offensively. You have to hope that the other forwards can bloom, but I don't know. That's a lot of window dressing for a move. Like I know, and listen, they've got a lot of good. There's some good young players on that roster, especially at forward. With Dvorak and Dylan Strome, and of course Max Domi and Brilliant. They haven't given up on Anthony Duclair. No.
So I think I expect him to have a bounce back season this year, and if he does, hey. Maybe things won't be quite so bad for them there. But still, lots and lots of stuff that's going on there, and that's just keeping the annual Coyotes relocation rumors bubbling, because you got to wonder. And after Bettman fought so hard to keep the team there, you'd think, well, no, they wouldn't approve a move. But if they can't get that downtown deal in downtown Phoenix, I think they're gone.
And I don't think
they have to be gone by that point. They cannot justify staying in Glendale. Well, they can't. I think they only got another couple of years left on that lease, and then they got to be out of there. So if they don't get that
And with the Tempe deal going tits up, like that was
that they had high hopes on that one. So you got to wonder. I mean, if Barraway decides to move him, could it be Seattle if they ever get off their hands there and get a deal done? Could it be just could it be to Kansas City at long last? Could it be to Quebec City, who've got themselves an arena and then they listen, ready-made fan base that would just embrace that team wholeheartedly? Quebec won't care where that team comes from. If it's the Coyotes, they will embrace it wholeheartedly. So you got to wonder.
At that point, unless Carolina goes the other way and they get for sold and they move out west, I have to wonder if Arizona does move to Quebec City and there isn't another team out west that gets an expansion team, if we don't see a playoff format change that goes 1-16. Because you're going to have the conferences completely out of whack.
Yep.
And the simplest way to do it is, all right, 1-16, that's who gets in. Doesn't matter where you're from, how you do it. 1-16.
Yep.
So, I mean, there's going to be huge consequences and repercussions if Arizona moves east and there's not another team going out west.
Yeah. That's why I'm thinking that if they have to move it, I think they would prefer to keep that team out west, which is why I know that the league is saying, well, we're not really looking at Seattle right now, blah blah blah. But they haven't closed the door in Seattle. They don't misunderstand anything here. The NHL wants a team in Seattle. They want a team in Seattle. The Pacific Northwest, the American Pacific Northwest, is an untapped gold mine for them.
Would Portland be in play here too? Or is Portland less sexy?
I think Portland is less on the radar than Seattle. Seattle's considered to be much more of a hockey town. I know you got the Portland Winterhawks, but
I'm just saying it because Portland's always come up in terms of expansion since the 90s.
Yeah, but they come up and then it mentioned briefly and then fade away. And and a lot of it's because people think that Paul Allen would but the thing I heard 20 years ago was Paul Allen did a study. He hired people to do a study on bringing an NHL team to Portland, and they told him, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. It'll be a money-losing thing for you. Don't do it. And that's why Portland comes up and then very quickly disappears, because I don't think there's any real interest from anybody in Portland to bring an NHL team there. Seattle, on the other hand, there's interest. They just need an arena, and they need to get that sorted out. And once they do, then absolutely, the NHL wants to put a franchise there. But again, it's going to be the whole thing of what's going to happen with Arizona, what's going to happen with Carolina, and listen, are the Florida Panthers really safe? Are they really safe right now? I mean, okay, they're not teetering on the edge right now, like you could make the point that they were maybe 3 or 4 years ago, but. If that team does not rebound from last season's poor performance and start becoming a consistent playoff contender so they can build up that market, they're going to be in Coyote land by that point. Then it's just going to be tick-tock, okay? And how much longer are you going to be able to keep them there? Their owner can sit there and talk the good game all he wants, but at some point, when do you wash your hands and say enough's enough? Just like they did in Atlanta with the Thrashers. And that, remember, that went down fast.
Oh,
that went down very fast. Within the span of 6 months, it went from Thrashers aren't going anywhere to, oh, shit, they're in Winnipeg, and they're the Jets now. So if this happens with one of those 3 teams, but especially, I think, with Arizona, if it goes down, it'll happen fast. It'll be within 6 months. Boom, boom, boom. They're on the move.
I think Colorado or Florida or Carolina or Florida goes first to Quebec City.
If it's one of those Eastern ones, I definitely think the preference is to keep them in the East. Yeah, and I think that's all Quebec. I think there's an understanding there with Quebec City that you're not getting an expansion team. You will get a relocated franchise.
This is the first time since Mario Lemieux there's been a race to the bottom. Like it's amazing how many people want to tank to get to Quebec City. Or who knows?
Well, who knows? But I'll tell you, you put a team there in Quebec City, they're going to thrive. They got the venue. They got the market. The only problem is, of course, it's going to be you're going to have to be able to keep players there because, of course, with the whole language and tax thing. But Montreal's been able to do it. And let's not forget, when they originally were the Nordique, I mean, language wasn't an issue for a lot of those players.
No.
It really wasn't. They were beloved in that town. It's nothing like being members of a popular sports team to really level out the whole language issue in Quebec. It's like, yes, we would prefer if our teams were made up mainly of French guys, but as long as you're winning, we don't care. Yeah.
I wonder why that never caught on in Montreal.
What, winning?
Winning and then not caring if you're French if you're winning.
Well, the fans, this is the thing, the fans don't give a shit. This is what pisses me off. You talk to most Montreal fans, they just want the team to win. They don't care. PK Subban was an English Toronto-born kid, second generation from Jamaican parents. They loved him. They loved him in Montreal. Beloved. Alexei Kovalev, Russian, loved him. Okay, so don't give me this stuff of Montreal wants French Canadian start. No. It's the aging, dying old fart separatists in the Quebec media that want to see a francophone star, a Canadians team full of francophone stars. Most Montreal fans, I can guarantee you, even most of the francophone ones, don't care. They just want that team to win the cup. It could be a team loaded with Russians. They could be a team loaded with people from Swaziland. They don't care as long as you win. And that's what this whole BS about the language thing you got to have a French coach, you got to have a French GM. Bullshit on a stick. What's more important to you, pacifying the French media or winning the Stanley Cup? Okay, because you really are limiting your little gene pool there that you can dive into. If Claude Julien doesn't work out, who are you going to hire next? You bringing Alain Vigneault back?
Oh, that'd be great if they did.
Oh, it would be, wouldn't it be? And then the cycle just perpetuates all over again.
But listen, look how great Louis LeBlanc. Oh no.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
I'm glad you brought up media, Lyle.
Happy to.
The landscape of media is changing.
Boy, howdy.
So this Mark Mathot thing, that got us all started on this. And I'm glad it did. It went down a great road. So Scott Burnside, former of ESPN, wrote this article.
Mm-hmm.
And at the bottom, there's this note. The story was not subject to approval of the National Hockey League or Dallas Stars Hockey Club. You can follow Scott on Twitter at @OvertimeScottB. So many of you might know Scott Burnside was hired by the Dallas Stars to do God knows what. And now this is the preference at the end of the story.
Uh-huh.
Are we at the point now where NHL teams are picking up media people to pay them and then have this little disclaimer at the end so they don't get mad?
Absolutely.
I mean, and to me, that's ludicrous as hell.
That is, yeah, I know. And that's where we're going. And I mean, geez, you talk about the landscape changing. I mean, today, Tim Panaccio, formerly CSN Philly, he was one of the first pundits that I met and actually worked next to in the draft in Montreal, my first ever draft. And he couldn't have been nicer or more helpful. And of course, I repaid the favor because I let him know that the guy that in the Chris Pronger trade was a guy who played for a team named after meat. So it was I
like the give and take. It's a good give and take between Lyle and the mainstream media people.
Yeah, but like I said, he couldn't have been nicer. He was really helpful, and we got along great, and we've kind of fallen out of touch in the last couple of years, but we used to occasionally chatter back and forth. And I said, ran into him in the draft in Minnesota as well. And again, he couldn't have been nicer. So just want to say very quickly off top before we press on. I mean, best wishes to Panach in his future endeavors. Hope he lands on his feet because he's one of the best covering the Flyers. That's for damn sure. But yeah, this is where it's going. I mean, the NHL.com, they're snapping up a lot of a lot of pundits. And I don't blame the pundits for accepting the jobs, because you got to eat, okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, how much? My thing is, how much longer until we don't even see that disclaimer anymore? When it becomes, you will write what we want you to write, and that's the end of it. You cannot be critical of the player. You cannot be critical of the team. You cannot be critical of management or the coach. You will write, stick to the script, and write what we want you to write.
Or you have the NHL run an SB Nation situation where they create their own little blogosphere akin to either SB Nation or I guess more like Puck Daddy, and then do it like that. I wonder, Lyle, if that's going to happen. I wonder if a Puck Daddy on NHL.com-esque site pops up and say, I don't know, February, March, and then we do something like that. Not that I'll preface this right now. I have no inside information, but the way things are going, and the people that are getting fired, Blackburn got fired from Fox Sports, and this guy is top notch in terms of what he has offered media, and Fox Sports in general with what they put out with that thing that they put out that they're putting writers more to. They said they're firing their writers because they want to focus more on video. Yeah. Or if the writers stay along, they ghostwrite it for. They basically do a Players Tribune and ghostwrite it for the talking heads of Fox Sports 1.
Yeah,
which was hilarious to me.
Yeah, it's funny to think of it, but it's not going to be very funny if you're somebody who wants to try and basically still make a living in this business, and this is all you got. I mean, I am very nervous about the direction that this is going in. I mean, one thing that I know some folks don't like. I know that there are folks who don't like Bleacher Report or laugh at Bleacher Report, put it down, blah blah blah. I will tell you this something right now. Bleacher Report has never spiked any of the slideshows that I have written. Any topic I've wanted to do, I've pitched it to the editor, to my editors, and not once have they spiked anything that I wanted to do. If I said I really want to do that, like for example, if I was doing a piece, I did one recently, a few months ago, just about
2017 or 2011
about lockout, but about the potential for a lockout, what we could look at that could create another possible lockout, and that would be something. And it was a piece that was in some places it was critical of the league, but it was not. But I based it on, I made sure I had the facts to back up what I was writing and put in the appropriate links and all that good stuff, all that happy stuff. But they didn't turn around and spike that or say, nope, sorry, you can't do that, or we're not comfortable with that. I mean, they've pretty much given me the freedom to write what I want to write. And the same thing over with the hockey news. No, I realize with the hockey news, I'm basically the rumor roundup guy. But there's only been just a couple of pieces that I've submitted that they weren't really comfortable with the source of that I was citing at the time.
Which is that in itself is more...
And that's totally understandable. Yeah. That was totally understandable. So I just rewrote the piece and I said, okay, listen, don't worry about it. I'll take that bit out and I'll just substitute it with another player and with this, and away we'll go. But that's fine, because they're trying to maintain a journalistic integrity here. They don't want to turn around and post something up and have people come back and go, wait a minute, that's not what they're saying at all. Or, you know what I mean? Or this has been totally misinterpreted. That's a completely different story. They did not turn around and say to me, this is what we want you to write, and this is how you will write it. And that's, like I said, that's what troubles me. Is that the direction that they're going to end up going with, especially if, like as you said, if not under an NHL.com itself, would it become this offshoot of NHL.com, like you said, an SB Nation or like a Puck Daddy NHL version, Because in which case, that they take their marching orders from Dear Leader. Basically, that's what it is. Nothing critical of the league. Everything's fantastic. And
it takes the teeth out of everything. But it's almost to the point where media companies are taking the teeth out anyway. So we're going to get that kind of less people. I mean, the redeeming quality, and I don't read this site or any of its offshoots, The Athletic. They seem to be branching. I just don't read, Lyle. It's nothing against them.
No.
I mean, it's one of those situations where it's like that's great. I'm great that Craig Custance and Katie Baker, Katie Strang, that's the one of the Katies. Katie Baker's still in DC. Katie Strang, they're doing stuff in Detroit, and Myrtle's doing a great job in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like if you're in Podunk, like God forbid Mike Russo gets canned. God forbid he gets canned from the Star Tribune.
Oh my God!
Where does he go? Does he start the Athletic MN and he doesn't get any of the same advertising as everyone? Like, it's almost as if you're not in like big hubs of where sports media is listened to.
Yeah,
you're kind of SOL if you get fired.
Yeah. And it's let me tell you, and like I said, it's a scary time.
Oh, yeah.
People are getting fired. People like myself have had their workloads reduced, and now all of a sudden, you can say, well, your workload was reduced, but you're still working. It's like, yeah, but workload reduced also means less money.
Yeah.
So now you got to scramble and try and offset. Now I've been able to do that, and okay, fine for now. But at least as a freelancer, I'm not in the same boat as these folks that are the full-time journalists who were with one paper or one media outlet for years and years, and now all of a sudden, bang, you're gone. We're letting you go, and now they're all scrambling to try and find a place to land. As like our buddy Sean, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But there's been plenty of others, and I mean some of them have been able to land on their feet. But even those that are in have gotten new jobs, I can't help but wonder. I mean, first of all, is it the compensation is as good as it was in your previous job? And
probably not.
Yeah, and depending on where you land, how much control do you have over your work? How critical are you allowed to be of the National Hockey League or to be of the home team? If a general manager or the team president doesn't like what you're doing, and picks up the phone and makes a call, what happens, right?
And I mean, the funny thing with the Athletic is they have a couple unlocked articles, but by and large, it's subscription only.
Yeah, and
I understand where they're getting at that, and for that you have to do top quality junk.
Yep.
And
that's why, and I subscribe to it because James, James, our buddy Little Jimmy, he's doing the Toronto. Yeah, he's been doing the Leaf beat there, and like I said, I mean, I've always enjoyed James' work, so just based on him alone, that's why I subscribe to it. But I'm also getting out of Chicago as well, Scott Power out of Chicago, and several others there as well, which is good.
And now you're getting Custance in Detroit, and
exactly. So I mean, and that's great, But
and $40 a year isn't that terrible.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. But it's like James said. I mean, I was having email discussion with him about this a few months ago after, anyway, something else. But anyway, we were having a discussion about it, and he was saying that, basically subscription is the better way to go if you're looking to hire people. You know what I mean? If you're looking to do like just like a newspaper or a media outlet, you want to hire people, to do this, and then paying subscription that way is a better way to go than trying to put ads on the site and do it, because ads don't pay as much. I'm able to, I've been asked, why don't you make Spectors Hockey a pay site? And it's like, well, I don't, because I don't have to right now. Mm-hmm. I'm a one-man band on Spectors Hockey. I'm not having to pay other people's salaries. I'm a one-man band. I pay myself, my site administrator as well, but he has his ads on the site too, so that's how he makes his money, and it's been a happy arrangement like that for years. So having ads on our site works, and occasionally when somebody writes in and goes, "Oh, love your work, but I hate the ads," it's like, well, the ads is what makes it possible for me to keep it a free site. Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm. Come on and pay us then if you don't want it.
Exactly, and that's what I tell them. I said, would you, whenever I don't get these complaints very often anymore, but when I do, I just tell them, would you prefer paying for the content? Nobody wants to pay. A few years ago, I tried a little experiment. I put a little PayPal link on there and told people that, okay, if you don't want to click on any of the ads, but you want to support Spectors Hockey, click on the PayPal link and, contribute, whatever you think is fair, right? Because I was genuinely, curious to see, gee, maybe if there's any real money to be made doing it, if I, this way, maybe I will go to PaySite. Yeah, I didn't even make $50 from that throughout the entire year. So, and I promoted that little PayPal thing too. So,
and the funny thing is that when you see something with Patreon and stuff like that, it's like that stuff to me is just like, like that's a nice option, but how much of how viable is it? You know what I mean? Like how big of a deal is it? And I mean, you look at there's other mediums out there where it's just like, you get this stuff for free, but if you want to tip this, that, and the other, how many people are going to tip? How many people?
Yeah.
Like if we did an exclusive thing, if we did that, the Face Off Hockey Show overtime segment again, but we made it a pay podcast, how many people do you think would buy that podcast?
None.
Well, yeah.
No one will buy it.
12.
Maybe 12.
Yeah.
Maybe 12 people, and then we see a portion of that after the iTunes fees. So we would have to make it $7.99 to make any kind of money.
Yeah, and nobody's buying. I'm sorry, nobody's buying a podcast for $7.99.
No, absolutely, no one's buying a podcast.
Nobody. I don't care who you are.
No one's buying a podcast for 99 cents, Lyle. Let's not get a fucking head of ourselves here.
Exactly. Podcasts are a great way to help promote your work, and some folks like Larry Wilmore. He's got a great podcast, by the way, Black on the Air. He actually takes time out and does commercial voiceovers during the show. So he has people paying for that, but most people don't. Larry Wilmore can do that because he's Larry Wilmore. He's
and he's got some money from the Comedy Central deal.
Exactly,
he's getting paid as well.
Exactly, and he's also got other things that he's working on as well.
No,
he's
a great
doing behind the scenes stuff as a producer and a writer, but but still. He could have thrown this up for free and just said, yeah, I've missed doing the nightly show, so this is kind of my way just to take half an hour and just, or an hour and just talk and kind of get that out of my system. But no, he's doing this. He makes money from this because he's got advertisers, paying, and he shills for them, And I don't blame him for doing that. Hell, man, you got to make your money, And
he also has name value too.
Yes, exactly.
Like, if we're going into an adventure soon enough where it's just like, if we get this, then that, are we going to be able to make X amount of dollars? And how much is our overhead going to be? How much are we going to get this, that, and the other thing for just for base ads?
Yeah.
Stuff that we add in after the mid roll. I did it. There's a website that does kind of the thing that we're going into for Blog Talk Radio. It's called Midroll. It's basically the average. They hook you up with advertisers and you go from there. So
by the way, once this kicks off, does this mean no profanity anymore on the show?
No, we fucking cuss whenever the fuck we want.
Okay. Okay.
Fucking we have to make sure we put the explicit. Yeah, we had to put the explicit tag.
There we go. Sweet. Hey, that could actually attract more people.
Possibly. So how many downloads? They have a calculator here. Downloads per episodes. How many 20 to 30 second pre-roll spots? How many 60 mid-roll spots would you include, and how many episodes a year? So let's give a number. Give me a number per episode. Someone give me a number per episode for downloads.
Johnny?
It's probably around 600, 700.
Mark?
I would say 800.
Okay, I'm going to take the way over and say 1,000.
Okay, so let's go 750.
750.
How many 20 to second pre-rolls would we do? 20 to second pre-show commercials would we do? Probably one or two.
In a 1 hour show, you got to do at least two.
Pre-roll.
2 to 3. Like on the quarters, would you do them on the quarters?
This is just before.
Just pre. Let's say one.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I say we go on the low side and say one.
Johnny,
or if you think you're going to go two, we'll go two.
We'll appeal to Johnny.
We can go one.
Let's
keep it.
We'll keep it one. 60-second mid-roll spots. How many do we think we're going to include? So this is middle of the show, maybe a live read, maybe a drop-in. I don't know what the hell we're doing.
One? Did you do one? Is a 60-second? That's a long ad.
Long time.
Yep.
It's a long time, but if you break it up into quarters, you can do 3 of them.
Oh, I see. So you
know
could
what I mean?
break it, do them on the quarters, and just do 20.
It's just in the middle of the show.
Quick shots there. Yeah.
So we'll do a 3, and episodes per year we do 52.
Yeah.
So I calculate this: 750 downloads, 1 20 to 30 second pre-roll, 3 60-second mid-rolls for 52 episodes a year. Calculate. And how much do you think we can make a year gross sales in 1 year?
That's out of my ballpark, guys.
$500.
All right, Johnny says 500.
$800.
Mark says 800. Lyle,
Oh, the hell with it! I'm going to take the over again. Say 1,000.
Lyle would be closest without going over.
Ooh,
1550 to 2720 a year gross.
Wow, nice. That's good
wow.
stuff.
But that's a year.
That's a year. Yeah, you guys would be making some coin, but
We'd be making stuff enough to offset possibly flights and hotels.
Yeah.
For
That would take care of your, because I'm taking myself out of the equation, because I'm really more of a, I've always really been more of a guest.
Lyle, don't worry, we will not make you a part of this cut.
Exactly. I have always been a guest, so I did not even presume that I was going to be part of this.
I will
no,
tip you in beers and bourbon.
Yeah, exactly.
That is something I get behind, Johnny P. Yes, sir. That's my payment. Yes. Come to the draft, Lyle. Malt liquor.
Wow, we had a little thing there. So yeah,
but yeah,
Lyle's looking for some Colt 45.
I know.
I meant to say single malt, and it came out malt liquor.
Yeah, like, I know. Wow,
whoops.
Jesus.
Whoops.
Who loves you, baby?
You know what? Lyle, I like you so much. I'll throw in the paper bag as well.
They're old.
You are, yeah, gentlemen.
So this is the mid-roll 15 to 27 gross for a year.
For a year.
We would have to promote the shit of ourselves if we want to make this a living. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
and you gotta be a product that's gonna attract people to it, you know.
Yeah.
That's something like I said with these podcasts. Like there's one up here in Canada. Well, I'm sure you can get it in the States too, but I mean here in Canada it's called Taggart and Torrance. Jeremy Taggart, he used to be the drummer for Our Lady Peace. Jonathan Torrance, of course, he's done Trailer Park Boys and a whole bunch of other stuff. Well-known Canadian actor comedian. But they started a podcast 3 years ago. It was just basically for shits and giggles, really, just, you know, to amuse themselves more than anything else. Now, of course, it helps that they do have some modicum of fame to begin with, but
and I think they got pushed a lot by the Jay and Dan guys too. Because
that really helped.
That really
after the first year where they got the big Jay and Dan bump. I mean, that really helped push them over, you know. But when you're regular folks like us, I mean, you've got to work that much harder, you know.
Yeah.
To be able to,
I mean,
because
like the thing. Name value is everything, man. And if you don't have like a name value situation, oh boy, like you're starting uphill.
Yeah, but
like you're downhill and you got to get uphill. I don't know. Point is this, folks: buy our stuff.
We
have to legit create T-shirts, so buy our T-shirts.
Yeah, we have to institute the tell two friends rule again.
We really do.
You really just have to download. That's all you need to do, right? Or is it download and listen?
It's download and then download and listen.
Yeah.
And then listen again and then download. Support. Exactly. And then tell your friends to download.
And then, of course, I will continue to do what I always do and just keep retweeting the hell out of this, out of the show every week.
Pretty much.
And throw it up on Facebook as well, on the Spectres Hockey Facebook. I mean, every little bit helps, right? You know?
Every little bit helps. So, yeah, I mean, like, it's the way hockey media is going and sports media online in general.
Yeah, well, you know, but that's the thing. I mean, as much as we may not like it, but I mean, that's progress. That's been part of the whole internet, you know, the whole thing. The internet giveth and taketh away, folks, because it giveth, you know, it gave us all of us the opportunity to do something involved in this, you know, and you know, various levels of success or what have you. But it is progress, and it has shaken up the industry, continues to shake up the industry, and they're trying to tailor it to meet the needs of the sports fan, you know, the sports fans' media tastes in 21st century, early 21st century. So
all I'm gonna say is that when I'm taking a dump at work, there is no chance that I'm watching a video. I'm gonna do something that I can read because I'm not. Am I gonna be the jack off that walks into the bathroom wearing headphones? I mean, come on. I can't watch
Or are you going to be the
while I'm
jack off that's playing something on your? You're going to be the jack off playing something on your phone while you're dumping.
Yeah, I need
can't
something
do
I
that.
can
It's
read.
check.
I need to be able to read
Yes.
shit while I'm shitting.
I hear you. I hear you.
We have people at my office.
I don't
though,
think the new
that use
media stuff is taken into account. The dumpers in the morning who read articles while they're pooping.
I know that morning show, and they're great. Dumpers in the morning.
Dumpers in the morning.
Dumpers in the morning.
It's actually all about trucks, isn't it?
No, they had dumps like a truck.
There you go.
Therein lies the hook. Well, that was fun. We somehow managed an hour out of that and more.
Yeah.
And we hooked it up, and AM Radio Mark's still alive and well. I appreciate it.
yeah, crackly.
Crackly.
Brought to you
Oh,
by
shut the world!
Crackle.
Oh, shut the world! Yeah.
My goodness gracious. All right, Lyle, we appreciate you as always. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. We'll talk to you in a week.
Yeah, we'll have the whole fallout from free agency to yammer.
And then the beginning of our garbage. Lyle.
Yay!
I love that.
Summertime is garbage time here on the Face Off Hockey Show.
Exactly. Hashtag face off garbage time.
How many years in a row can we talk about Jamie Boyer's stats?
Oh, Jesus Christ. We should do that one day.
Okay, that's when I
Yes,
switch out. You
yes,
guys do that at the first hour of the show.
Guess the Jamie Moyer ERA. It's going to be the end show. It's going to be great. So, be fun times. All right, Lyle. It's been bye. We'll talk to you next week, buddy.
We'll talk to you next week, guys.
Toodles.
Happy Canada Day / 4th of July.
That's right. That will happen. before.
Independence Day. Try that. It's fun.
Yes,
it's all right.
I loved Independence Day. I actually watched it when I was in Chicago.
That's true. We were watching a bit of it.
There you go.
I was sad that Lone Star didn't throw any raspberry at the ship. I mean, what was he thinking? Missiles? That's not going to work.
No.
Oh,
So
my.
close.
Anyway, see you next
Bye-bye.
week, guys.
There he goes. Larich, InspectorsHockey.net, thehockeynews.com, PI Garden 9, Guardian 9, Guardian Booster Report for those slideshows, which equals clicks. So there you go. Johnny P, shut up.
I have a shout out to my ankle.
Mm.
I am pretty certain I did something to it because it is still swollen.
Huh.
And I haven't played soccer in weeks, but I did a lot of walking in Chicago, and my right ankle is definitely swollen. So might have to get that checked out. Maybe we'll see if Face Off Hockey Show Dr. Elon Bright is working.
Be good.
So yeah, good work, ankle. We'll see. I don't think it doesn't hurt. It's just swollen. It's weird. I have a disc to breathing. Breathing is optional today. I don't know what exactly the problem is. I think it might be being 95 like last week and then being like 52 in the morning now. Might be screwing with my system, but hey, we'll see what happens. A shout out to Mark's new gear. As soon as we get it all set up, he's gonna sound fantastic. And yeah, I think I'm good. Shout out Adidas. Adidas. Until I get an Adidas Caps jersey, I'm just gonna wear Adidas on the show.
There you go. I like it. All right. Anything else, sir?
I'm good. Actually, I probably can't because that I don't think the jersey's coming anytime soon, and I'll run out of Adidas jerseys at some point.
That's a shame. Just have to buy more Adidas gear.
In like 2018, probably.
Sweet. All right, Mark.
Yeah, shout out to the new gear. Not to this cable though. Apparently the cable not good. I'll have to get a new cable. Shout out to so over the weekend we did an escape the room thing. Have you guys ever done this? The escape the room thing.
I have heard it. I have never done it.
It was fun. So I'm gonna give a shout out to that. We did a casino game. We had to find a lot of
Was
clues.
Sean there?
in casino games, and we did not conquer casino craps. Although the book helped, must say, we did conquer the roulette table. It was a good time. I would recommend that. That was fun. And I guess that's it. Happy 4th of July. Apparently, my company gave us Monday and Tuesday, and I did not realize that until this morning. So I have Monday and Tuesday off next week.
Apparently, my mom decided that I should also have Monday and Tuesday off.
Interesting.
But I do not, sadly.
Oh, it's a shame.
Hospitals must go on.
Yeah, don't I know it? On my end,
I'm good.
All right, cool. On my end, a diss to the drive from Chicago to North Dakota. On my end, a plus side to airfare from Winnipeg to Calgary. It's like $100. It's like $100 Canadian.
Awesome.
So
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like $32.
Right? So I gotta get on that. Yeah, it's about that. I really don't have anything else. I just slacked around and worked all day. So there we go. That's it. That's all. I got nothing for you, kids. Until next week, we'll talk about the fantasticness of free agency. For Johnny P. Mark with a C, I'm Scotty Waz. Take care of yourself and someone else. This has been Face Off Hockey Show on faceoffhockeyshow.com. That's also our Tumblr, our Twitter, Faceoff HCKY Show, and our Facebook, FOHS Radio. Check us out there. Like, subscribe, say hi. Yo, what up? Tell your friends. You tell 2 friends. They'll tell 2 friends. Everything's going to be a great time for all. But until we speak to you again next week after Free Agent Frenzy, trademark, peace.